Say there, big a fatty, where have you been with the pickup video? Mario want the pickup video. You want to talk about video game pickups. I know it's been a while, and this is going to be a long one because I've had a lot of pickups over the past, not a lot of pickups today, but over the past couple weeks. Make a long story short, my parents were out of town, so I dog sat over at their house. So I did a little game hunting while I was over there, but I didn't have time to film a video. But enough exposition. Let's get right to the pickups. We'll start small. This was a pawn shop pickup. It was 5 for $20. So I picked up The Elder Scrolls Oblivion on Xbox 360. This Steelbook Battlefield 4 for the PS3. Dynasty Warriors 5 on the PS2. Complete. Stormrise. I never heard of this. Looks like another, frankly, generic future shooter. But it was from Sega, so I gave it a chance. And the intriguing one in this 5 for $20, this Steelbook Splinter Cell Chaos Theory for the PS2. With complete, there's the manual, the game, and a limited edition bonus DVD. But the Steelbook, it's nicer than most Steelbooks I've seen. It's textured right here with like the raindrops on the cover, all kind of sticking out. So I thought that was really cool, so I wanted to pick that up. Goodwill finds Burnout Dominator for PS2. And Reckless, the Yakuza missions. Another pawn shop pickup. I got Kengo, Master of Bushido. That is complete. Legacy of Kain Defiance. Time Shift. Once again, another futuristic first-person shooter. And a game, I saw a YouTuber, I can't remember who it was, did a long explanatory video on the Fear series, which I've never played. So saw that for, I think I got it for $5. The first Fear for PS3. So that video really made me want to play Fear. The interesting find of that trip to the pawn shop, however, was for $3, this complete and tatered box Defender for Atari 2600. And it's got the game inside. And it's got, there's the manual. And it's got this Atari Force comic book from DC in there. In decent condition. Looks like it maybe has something spilled on it. The cover's folded like it's been spilled. But inside pages are, you know, half decent for something that came out in 1982. So that's interesting. I mean, I wish the box was in better condition, but what are you going to ask for an Atari box from 1982? That's a pretty cool find. I don't have an Atari 2600. I've actually passed them up at garage sales because I have no way of hooking them up. But I actually saw one today out garage selling it, but the girl wasn't selling it. She's like, that's what I played in my childhood, and she pulled it out. She had a few games. I think this was probably my favorite 2600 game because it was pretty close to the arcade original. Games like Pac-Man really sucked, and you can go on your Xbox or on your PS, well, actually on your Xbox because Microsoft funded it, and watch Atari Game Over about E.T. That's legendary. But Defender was really good. Defender, the Ms. Pac-Man port was really good. Empire Strikes Back, great game. I did do some garage selling last week. We had a lot of rain last Saturday and last weekend, but I did get some in before they, you know, covered up, shut down. Picked up this stack of games right here. I'll start with the PS2 ones. It's Ratchet & Clank Going Commando. These are all in pretty good condition. Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal. Starsky and Hutch. I'm not going to open all these. Why am I doing that? Worms Forts Under Siege. God of War and God of War 2, which I actually don't think I own the PS2 versions. I might. I have to go look on my shelf. But I don't think I do. I do now. I got them all on PS3. There's the original Ratchet and Clank. Rygar, The Legendary Adventures. I know there was a Rygar on Wii. I don't know if it's a remake of this or... I don't know if it's a remake of this or a different game. But I don't think any of the Rygars for the PS2 Wii era have the NES original. So Rygar for the NES is kind of becoming a holy grail because I loved that game as a kid. And as far as I know, it's not on any download service, not on Virtual Console or anything like that. So I'd love to give that a play again. Finally, Ratchet Deadlocked. Then I picked up these PS2 games, or PS1 games, excuse me. I normally wouldn't have picked these up, but I don't know if I caught the guy slipping or he knew. But inside, there's more than one game. This one had Big Game Hunter, an NBA Live 2000, in addition to Army Man 3D, and the NFL game had Covert Ops Nuclear Dawn, and a game I just bought not too long ago, Colony Wars 3 Red Sun, in addition to NFL Game Day 99. Kind of interesting that I found that after I bought it off eBay, but I did get the case and manual with that too. So now I got a loose copy to trade of a pretty interesting PS1 exclusive. So I picked up all that. I believe he kind of knew what he was talking about, so I think I got him down to $20 for that. So that's not all that bad. Not great, but not bad. He mentioned he had Nintendo, Super Nintendo, but it was in his parents' garage or storage. I'm like, where are the parents? You want to sell that? He's like, my parents are in North Dakota. I'm not going to go get it. I'm like, dude, I'm playing the long game here. You going to go home for Thanksgiving or Christmas? Get in that storage shed and find that Nintendo. Give me a call. The nice find from last week's garage sailing. This was a pickup for $5. $5. He wasn't sure if it worked, and I haven't had a chance to test it yet. But, well, I'll just show it. Why tell the story? It is a Sega Dreamcast. It's not even all that dirty. I mean, you could use a wipe down. But, it's got all the connectors. And it's got one controller with a... I don't know if that's just a plain memory card or a rumble pack. I know they use the VMUs, which I'll show you, but this might just be a memory card. I don't know what it is. I'll find out. There's one controller. Here's another controller with a VMU. And once again, I hope these are working, or I'm going to want to find out if I can get them working. Another controller with, this one's kind of dirty. God, I don't know what that is. This was like it must be a memory card. Because this is a Mad Catz. I'm not sure. This controller is a little filthy. It's got some markings on it. But all these, like the buttons and the stuff, are working well. And finally, a fourth controller with another VMU. So 4 controllers, 2 either memory card rumble pack thingies, and 2 VMUs. Even if the controllers work, even if the console is not working, the controllers have got to be worth the $5. Had some games, which I'll show you. Nothing special, nothing great. In fact, I'll show you. This was also in the box. This is how long this box has been sitting in the guy's garage. Interesting story about that. He had a bunch of toys. He had some Sonic toys laying on a table. I'm like, do you have any Sonic games? He's like, You know I've got that Sega over there. I was going to sell that, but I didn't pull it out. Oh well. I'm like, want to pull it out now? Well, it's over there. Need help? Do you want to look at it? I'm like, yeah, I would love to take a look at it. And he took him 30 seconds to pull the thing off his shelf in the garage. Always ask. Always ask. But check this out. Look at this old school freaking trackball mouse. That was just randomly in the box. I'm sure it's worth nothing, but I thought this was kind of interesting. Alright, yeah, it doesn't even have RCA cords. It has one of these RFU adapters. So, he must have to pick that up separately, because I'm pretty sure by then consoles were coming with the red, white, yellow cords. Anyway, games. I have a disc and back art copy of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, and spoiler alert, this is as good as it gets as far as games in this lot. Not one, but two Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 manuals. NFL 2K2 with NFL 2K1 inside it, and scratched all hell. NFL 2K2 with NFL 2K inside, scratched all hell. I think the guy was a former football coach or even a current football coach at the local university, so might be why. NFL 2K1 with NFL 2K1 inside, scratched all hell. Hey look! Star Wars Demolition! Empty. NFL 2K1 with NFL 2K2 inside, and not just scratched all hell, cracked. Cracked right down the middle. Oh, Crazy Taxi! Awesome game! Not in there. Oh, what's this? Star Wars Racer! Awesome! Cool boy! Oh wait, this was a... This actually went with that other lot from that guy. But it just had Cool Borders 3 and it didn't have multiple PS1 games. Sorry! But anyway, that is my Sega Dreamcast lot. I wonder if... I haven't even checked Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 yet. Is it... beat the hell. He's even got a little crack in the middle. So, all the games are almost trash-worthy. I don't know if I even want to drop them into like a Goodwill or anything in their condition. But if this works, I'm super excited. If at least the controllers work, I'm excited. I do have a Dreamcast, a working Dreamcast that I can test those on. So I'll test the console probably tomorrow. I'm not doing much of anything, kind of kicking it on Sunday. So I'll pull out my old TV and hook it up and hope the console works. And if not, I'll break out my other console and test the controllers and the VMUs. Alright. Moving on to today's garage sale pickups. I was really excited to go out today, even though I know it's getting hard in this town that I live in. I see guys like Bithead saying he's done garage selling. I don't blame him. I don't blame him a bit. It's getting rough out there doing this G-Sale stuff if you're looking for retro games. And I'm dealing with, like, I went to a garage sale this morning that he advertised starting at 7:30. They're literally a 30-second drive from where I live. And I got there probably about 7:40. I left the house and got there about 7:40, 7:41. You're the third person to ask about video games today. I wish we had some. We'd be rich. It's like, really? You guys just started. And people at your door. Video games, video games, video games. I know for a fact that there's multiple people in this town emailing ahead, which is fine. I see people like White and Fanta down in Arizona saying email ahead, email the garage sales, which is fine if you live in Phoenix or Tucson, but in a small town like this, it takes away the fun for me. The fun for me is going up finding it. That's the first part, seeing it. Like, oh, that's the good part, number one. A slightly less better part, but still really awesome, is asking and then going around in the garage and pulling something off the shelf and going. That's fun too. If I had a list of all the people I emailed on Thursday and Friday who posted garage sale ads on Craigslist, and I knew which ones had video games, I just went out and did that, be done in a couple hours. That's not fun. I've compared garage selling before to like hunting. I don't hunt. I don't like to hunt, but I understand why people do it. And I understand how, even when they get up early in the morning and it's freaking cold and they go out there and they don't bring anything home, how they still enjoy it. Because the next time, they may bring something home that fills their freezer over the winter months with meat. Same thing here. I could strike out this Saturday, and next Saturday, and next Saturday, but if I get a score on the following one, it makes that whole month worth it. Just like today. Let's get to it. Like I said, I'm dealing with emailers. Like, oh, are you the one who emailed me? Yeah, I received 3 emails asking about video games last night. No, I'm not. But do you have any? There was a community sale, and I knew it would be busting, like going. I hit some garage sales just off that community sale before entering. Let the sharks do their thing in there, because I know that's kind of, you know, that's where the chum in the water for the sharks is, community sale. I hit the ones just outside before entering. And I went and I asked the lady, I said, do you have any video games? She's like, well, yeah, no, yeah. I'm like, what do you got? Oh, we just got that old Game Boy. You want to sell it? Well, we bagged it up to sell it, but Dad said he didn't want to sell it, but he's over there now and he really needs to sell it. So, thanks, Dad. Actually has a battery cover. No battery, so I can't pop it on right now, and I know I need to go get AAAs. It's got Tetris inside. I'm assuming since it's adult owned and he didn't want to sell it, I'm assuming it works, because that means he was probably still using it. Games are not bad. Casino. What is in there? There's something else in there. Hold up. Oh, it looks like they made a high score sheet of some sort. F1 race. Pac-Man. And the creme de la creme of the lot, Donkey Kong Land. Awesome little score. I asked how much. She's like, oh, you're probably the expert. How much is it worth? It's your stuff. Do you want me to pull up video game price charts on my phone to tell you how much it's worth and then say, that's what I'll pay? It's not how this works. I said, $5. She's like, yes! $5! Alright, let's get to this stuff. Goodness gracious. This was in a free box. I was actually talking with a fellow collector who I ran into at a garage sale, and I asked about games to the seller and she didn't have any. Then I just saw this and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. It looks like it was a Seattle Mariners maybe fan giveaway at Safeco. As you may know, Nintendo owns the Seattle Mariners. So I wonder how much or how often they do Nintendo themed anything. I know if you take your DS there, then you could do special stuff with your DS while you're there. But that's pretty cool, little interesting piece from today. I'm dropping stuff. Excuse me. Let me just pick these games up. Let's see. That was Pawn Shop fine. That was fine. Right there. That was over there. And okay. And this goes right there, and that goes right there. Not video game related, but I saw these. Comedy Central did a Memorial Day marathon, and I laughed like they were still brand new. After I bought them, I thought I probably have a way of watching them. I have Amazon Prime. They're probably on there. They may even still be on Netflix. But I wanted to have them again. So, Chappelle Show. Garage sale finds. Got these for $3 a pop. Sonic and the Secret Rings and Mario and Sonic at the London Olympic Games. Now, they had a whole Wii lot, but I overheard her saying that she sold some Wii games separately to some other guy who was sitting there with his phone checking prices. I saw him. So I said, hey, she's doing that. I'll cherry pick a couple games. And then, of course, I made the dumb mistake of asking, so what did that other guy buy? Oh, he bought Zelda and Mario. Of course he did. All right. This was a find, actually, at the find with the Chappelle Show DVDs. Prince of Persia Rival Swords for the Wii. All right. This little pickup was a $15 pickup. It's a PS2 with 2 controllers, hookups, and a bunch of random games. Let me see if I can get the... It's a Slim. It's a black Slim. I'm going to pop it open. Oh, it's got cars inside. Disney's cars. I got this for $15 with the thinking... I read on Cheap Ass Gamer that on June 1st, so Monday, GameStop's going to start their 50% extra trade-in bonus, including consoles. And I know they're taking PS2s again. I hope they're taking PS2s again, still. So, I'm hoping that with this $15 find, with a PS2 memory card, 2 good shape controllers, and the hookups, that I can pre-order the new Batman Arkham Knight for PS4. I'm hoping to turn this into Batman Arkham Knight. I'm also going to cherry pick a couple games out of it. The rest of the games, I don't think GameStop's taking the games, and nobody else is going to want the games. So I'll just get to them real quick. Loose disc. There's NCAA Football 2002. I wish I had Bithead's little destroyer. That's what I'd be doing with most of these. Madden 07. Dave Mirra Freestyle. Jam Pack. Medal of Honor Vanguard. The discs are actually a little scrap, mostly smudged, but decent condition. Gran Turismo 4. Guitar Hero Legends of Rock. The dad was begging me, oh no, you gotta take the guitar. We got guitar inside. Hold on, we'll go get the guitar. I don't need another guitar, Dad. That's why I told him like 5 times, I don't need it. I've got guitars. And there's SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. Cases. This is a jam pack. That might be the case for that jam pack in there. Here's one I'm probably going to keep. Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast, which is obviously part of the Outrun series from the arcades, which was a ton of fun. So I wonder if it's... Yeah, it's got the same countdown timer. This is probably going in the collection. This is Cars Mater National. You know, my neighbor has a kid with, you know, maybe I'll give him some of these kids' games. Maybe I'll sell them to him. Hey, you got $10, have some games. Here's another copy of Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal. I'll keep this for... It's in good condition, too. I'll keep this for trade stuff, you know, a little trade throw-in. Oh, freaking... GameStop case with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. There's a Gran Turismo 4 case. Another jam pack. But no disc. Corvette. There's the Madden 07 case. There's the NCAA football case. And another game I'm probably going to keep. Jet X2O. I'm assuming this is a spiritual sequel to the Jet Moto games on PS1, because that's what they kind of look like, just updated graphic Jet Moto games, and they're made by Sony. So I'll keep 2 games, maybe 3 games, 2 or 3 games. Maybe try to sell the rest to, I know I've sold some stuff to my neighbor for her kid. So, and I'm, on Monday, take the PS1 down to GameStop, hope to get that credit. Alright. Other randomness from today. Pawn shop pickup from today. There's Fear 2. I bought Fear 1, got Fear 2. Here is Shaolin Showdown. Looked really interesting, so I'll pick that up. For the Genesis, I got Afterburner 2. And for the NES, Flight of the Intruder. Alright. Went to a little Honey Pot thrift store that I think just opened. Picked up $2 a piece. Dynasty Warriors Gundam. Cruising for the week. And I have this, so this is trade bait, but I could not pass it up for $2. Excuse me. F-Zero GX. With complete and in awesome condition. So there's some trade bait going up somewhere. Damage here, like that is a split in half down the spine, but manual and disc are in great condition. Before I get to the big pickup of the day, Hastings is doing used games for 30% off again this week. So I picked up, and that includes the retro games. It includes the retro games. I don't believe it. So I picked up, for PS3, I picked up The Shoot, which is a on-rail shooter for the Move. This is new, but it was marked used. The Killer is Dead Collector's Edition. Marked $10.99, so what, about $7, 7 something. Has an art book, soundtrack, and downloadable characters. And got Galaga, Demons of Death. So this was $6.99 with 30% off. And Pilot Wings for the Super Nintendo, which got down to just a shade over $4 for that. Alright. God, I know this is getting long, I'm sorry. I got one more major pickup to do. Have a little milkshake. Brings all the boys to the yard. Alright. Move my Supremes retro poster that I got for free from a friend today. And get this box. Now remember when I'm telling you that, you know, I'm getting to garage sales and being told I'm the whateverth person today to ask, or I'm hearing, oh, I just sold a big box of PlayStation stuff not 10 minutes ago, or something like that. So I decide to get out ahead of it. So I'm like, I have a list of the garage sales, and I'm in the area of, with all the garage sales I want to hit. I'm like, let me jump. Let me skip this sale, that sale, that sale, that sale, that sale, to get out ahead of whoever's ahead of me. Because if I keep going down the list and hit the one the next block over, then hit the one down the street, then I hit the one street over here, I'm just lagging behind homeboy or girl who is doing the same thing I'm doing, and they're going to get it all. So I jumped. And boy, am I glad I did. Because I get to this garage sale, and they're kicking back. They're kind of lazy. I think they're drinking a beer, smoking. They didn't even greet me when I'm walking up through their driveway. Usually people want to know, so they're like, at least say hi or good morning. So I say, hey, you guys got any video games? Nope. Now this guy who had just gone into the garage door's halfway down, right? The garage door's halfway down. He had just ducked in, and he's in there talking to somebody. He hears video games. He ducks back. He's like, do you say video games? I said, yeah. What you kind of looking for? Anything, man. Nintendo, Sony, Sega. What kind of Nintendo? Dude, any kind of Nintendo from when I was a kid. Nintendo, Super Nintendo. Oh! I see him reach over and grab this box. And he brings it out. And he opens it up. And it was all I can do for me not to go... like right there in his driveway. I tried to keep that poker face. Long story short, and I know it's long already, I got this box for $40. He said he's been traveling around with it for years and years and years, moving from place to place. But it's a new egg box. Unless you switch boxes, dude, you ain't been moving around with it that long, but... let's just get to this. Now, it's filthy as shit. Maybe it has been in his garages for years and years. I mean, here's a Nintendo. I tried getting some of this stuff off there to see if it would come off, and it was, so my lazy Sunday afternoon may be spent cleaning this stuff. But there is a Nintendo with inside the standard Mario and Duck Hunt. Alright. Let's just get to the systems first. Speaking of needing cleaning, there's a dusty as hell Sega Genesis. Oh, it's caked on, but it'll come off. And, I think the hookups are in here. I could be wrong. Game Gear. Sega Game Gear right there. With NBA Jam inside. So 3 systems already for $40. And it's got a box full of games. Here's a Nintendo cleaner. I hope this still works because it may need it. Oh, let's get... I just got them mixed up. Miss Pac-Man. I think he threw away the manuals, because I don't think there's any manuals in any of these. Disney's Aladdin. Oh, it's got a manual. Sweet. Yeah, he threw away, or he said he sold his real Genesis controllers because he wanted ones with turbo. I want turbo. I think I have a regular Genesis controller. I don't have the 6 button, but I got a 3 button. So these ones with turbo, I don't even know what to do with them. But there's 2 in here, and they're dusty as hell, just like everything else. Altered Beast.